And welcome to the Crochet Crowd live here this Monday, very snowy day here in Nova Scotia. It feels like a foot of snow has fallen over the last 24 hours here. Lots of power outages and more. That means that it's crochet and knit day at home. It means that you can kick back. Of course, I am on vacation, so I'm departing. So I am preparing to leave. So I got to do all my running around in the snow. So I'd like to call your attention to some products that have come out with Yarn Inspirations over the last few months. And one actually just dropped earlier this month here in January. That is really quite remarkable. And I have examples that I have here in person, but also I've been promising you here on the chats is that I want to stay true to my reviews and actually use the product in a real sample to be able to have an opinion. So that's kind of something new. Usually in the past, I get it, I look at it, I sniff it, I touch it, I give a review. But actually, I've been working with projects, which has been a lot more helpful for me, especially giving those extra tips. Hopefully, you like extra tips. So Gordon is here live with us today, and I want to show you some products that are available on yarnspirations.com if you are interested in that. And I'm going to just pop the screen up now, and you can see what you think, and you can leave me some comments and more. So our concepts that have been coming out lately, and I think there's an appetite for people that really want that recycled component when it comes to yarn. So Yarn Inspirations launched this new product line. It's a 3-set, and it's available on yarnspirations.com, as I said. And I don't know about you, and you can leave me a comment, but you kind of feel bad when you grocery shop and how much waste there is on packaging of food. And I remember when Ogo came out, people preferred that there wasn't so much cardboard for the amount of garbage that went out. And so Yarn Inspirations took a deep dive into their product line and came up with a brand new line that's called Bernat Future. And Bernat Future is about the sustainability of yarn itself. And one thing that I do like about our hobby is that the ball bands, when you see them, they're really not much to them. You see, really it's about the product in the end. It's not really about that. So they don't come in a box, so they don't usually come in a bag. They come just ball band wrapped like that. So the Bernat Future line is a 3-set type of yarn. So they dove right in. They just didn't choose one and do one. They did 3. So we're going to take a look at the opportunities that we have here with the future. I have some products that have been created for some of the stuff, and some of the stuff is still in the other way. And I've already, if you can imagine, because I most of the crochet tutorials and the samples I do go to charity, I've already given away a sample that I did. I know, but somebody's going to enjoy it. So I want to show you, because I have a real example of the Bernat Future Hope yarn. And Future Hope, if you like Bernat blanket, this is very similar to it, but it's a lot more thinner. And so it is a really kind of a tiny chenille. And I have a real sample to show you here. And this here is 100% recycled. So all 3 are 100% recycled. So it's not like it's 50% recycled and then the rest is new. They committed, they went all in. And these are really big balls that they are offering. So I'm going to show you here on my desk this yarn. So I'm going to show you 2 here. So this I've been using and making a blanket with this yarn. So this is what the yarn looks like when it's partially deflated. So Bernat Future, and this is called Hope. The yellow band has Hope. And you can see that it's a really kind of a thin chenille. Just like you see, I'm on vacation, so my nails are done. So it's a really thin chenille. And if you remember Bernat Blanket Tiny, remember when that was out a few years ago? I really think that yarn did not get the justice it deserved, because not everybody is in an environment where they can handle Bernat Blanket as far as like the regular jumbo number 6, not jumbo, but super bulky number 6 and yarn. And so it's a thinner opportunity for here, and it can make for more delicate items, whether it's clothing or your home deck. So I have been working on a project with this, and you can let me know in the comments if you feel that this is a screaming some kind of school color, So I was working on this blanket here, and this stitch, and it's available on our YouTube channel, is called the zigzag pip stitch. You can see the ends that I still have to weave in. Yeah, I still have to finish this thing. So I was looking to make this so that it's a big panel, a smaller, and then a little bit smaller than this one, smaller, and then the other side is going to be the same size as this side. So this here is, it's light. That's the thing about this, is like, you know that with Bernat blanket, the regular, that it feels heavy. This is a lot lighter, and I like the way that this yarn feels on my hands. So it's squishy, it's soft, it's everything you expect from Bernat. And the stitch definition of this yarn is actually really quite nice. It's really elegant. And I really like the way that it feels, but I'm more convinced for palliative care, it's not necessarily about the weight of weighting somebody down, maybe at their end of their lives, but in actual fact, giving them something cozy and warm, but actually feels like they're something much lighter on top of them. So this here stitch definition looks really amazing. So the color lineups, let's go back and see what the color lineups are for this particular one here. And so you're going to see the color lineups are right here. There's not very many colors, and you can see it's just a regular kind of idea. Oh no, I've shown a color that's not here. Oh no. Okay. So anyway, this is something I'm working on. So this navy blue that I have and the gold is not showing online. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump myself over to the United States and see what's available there, because it might be a US thing. No, it's not. Okay, so my apologies, but this is what the yarn does look like here. And sorry, that caught me by surprise. So let's just go back to the main screen here. Sorry, I'm a little off-put here. I kind of got caught by surprise. So anyway, it's a really beautiful yarn to be able to work with. It goes a long way. So currently right now there is currently, I think, 2 balls of the navy and only 1 ball of the gold. And that's kind of what we're going for. So it's kind of neat. I have not put the pattern on this because I have not finished it, but it's called the zigzag pip stitch in crochet there. So that's kind of something that you can look forward to seeing coming out. Okay, so let's go back and take a look at what other Bernat Future yarn is available to us today. Just asking me to confirm my country. Let's just go back in and take a look. So I'm confirming, and it's just confirming so that it doesn't show me something I'm not supposed to see, as far as like the different warehouses are different on both sides of the border. So if you buy from Canada, you're buying from a Canadian warehouse. So I'm just putting in the word future into the search, and you can find it's really that quickly to be able to pick up. This one here has got the Bernat Inspire yarn has really captured. It is the zigzag pip stitch. It's available for that. This yarn here, I'm really surprised by this yarn. So this yarn, again, is in a larger ball format. So let's see, let's go back to me today. So you can see it's like this. I've already taken the label off. And it is, again, 100% polyester, or 100% recycled yarn. And when I say recycled yarn, it means it's made with recycled materials. And it's really got some chunk to it. It feels really quite nice. And so I've done a kitty cat, or like a cat ears hat with this. I've also done a cow with this. And I've already given it away to charity, if you can imagine. But the patterns are available on our website, thecrochetcraft.com. The other thing I like to mention is that I like what they did with the labels. It's craft paper. So it's not like they made a recycled yarn and said it's 100% and then they didn't pay attention to the packaging. Really like it for that element to it itself. And there's information on the back of it of instructions on how to take care of your yarn. So this one here, we're looking at it. It's 20% recycled wool and 80% recycled acrylic. So recycled wool. So because, you know, we're in the world of fast fashion, right? Yeah. And yeah, so that's kind of how this is going to go. Really, really enjoyed the process of just stitching with this yarn. It was really a really nice yarn to be able to play with. It feels great on the hands. And so you can see that there's some colors here. There's 6 different colors. One thing that I did notice about this yarn, see the white element to it a bit? It's got a bit of heathering to it. And so you're going to notice that in there. So it's almost got like this white halo that has been provided to it. And it actually feels higher end, even though it is, even though it is what it is. So I'm just going to take a look here. Because I'm in Canada, the price is showing up in Canadian dollars. But if I switch myself back out to the United States here, you're going to see that the prices do change into US dollars that you see. And in the US, you see this color is sold out. So when there's a color that's sold out, it now goes to the end of the line, so it doesn't show all the selling out at the very beginning. So we're going to go back to the Canadian warehouse and let's see what's here. Cloudy day. And so the different warehouses can have different colors. Acetic moss. Oh, that's the green. That's the green. I wasn't sure what acetic moss was. So anyway, so you can see that this is a great yarn to be able to play with. If you're looking for some patterns, I've got the cowls on thecrochetcrowd.com, as well as we have a cat ears cowl that I did, or a cat ears hat that I did with this one as well. So this is a really neat product to be able to play with. Again, it's all about the sustainability when it comes to these kind of products. So we're going to go back to our, sorry, this pop-up is making me pop up. Okay, so apparently I cannot backtrack, so we're just going to retry again and say future. Okay, so we're going to go back here and we're going to look at the third one. I still have another product to show you after this one. And this one here is called Future Impact yarn. And this one here is a mix of different yarns together. And I'm just going to put this over here. And we're going to look at the yarn itself. This yarn here is a combination. If you're ever looking for what the details of the yarn, if you click the product details, you're going to find out the yardage is one of the common questions that I get on the Crochet Crowd constantly is like how much yarn is in the ball. This is how you find it. You just go on the manufacturer's website, they'll tell you. And so you can see it's 170 gram ball, 6 ounces. And so this here is a mix of 50% acrylic, 30% recycled cotton, and 20% recycled polyester. So all of the 3 blends are recycled. So 100% plus you got your packaging with the craft label. And this is a really neat concept. So when I think recycled, when it comes to, you remember when they came out with, it's a terrible example, but it's reality, that they came out with toilet paper and it said 100% recycled or certain recycled, and people think, oh my God, it's toilet paper and it's recycled. It almost has that stigma when it says recycled, but in actual fact, just because it's recycled doesn't mean that it's bad. And so when you look at the different colors here of this yarn, I really liked the attention to the yarn itself, that they made it having a bit of like there's something about it. Like, look at this green. Let's see if I can scroll down. I don't know why that's not moving. Okay, there we go. So let's take a look at the green. Let's take a look at an example of that. So you can see that some of the yarn twist itself, it's a bit of a different tinge in there. And so when you're looking at that, let's take a look at an example with this. It's pretty, right? And so this yarn here, because it is got cotton in it, it's strong. So you can actually find this kind of yarn is great for your tote bags, anything like that. A great question, does recycled yarn need anything special? Let's take a look at the care instructions. Machine wash in cool water, delicate cycle, do not bleach, do not dry clean, do not iron press, tumble dry on low heat, delicate. So there's the instructions. So if you're ever looking for that, yarnspirations.com has information available to you on that. So we can see those kind of ideas that are coming. And you can see even this purple, like, isn't that look sexy? That is really cool how they got the two blends. Let's take a look at that, a closer up look at that. I like the way that looks. It looks heathered to me because it is heathered, and I just like the way that it looks. So I think they've done a really good job with this kind of yarn to be able to bring it to market, and I think it's a good choice. So let's just take a look and let's go back into our search engine and let's just say Future, and let's just see. It says there's 27 results, and let's just see. So let's take a look here. The women's in scrap. So let's just take a look. I've not done this beforehand. So this is using a Bernat Future Impact yarn. So you can see that this particular concept here is 2 balls of yarn. So you can add it to your cart if you want that shipped to you. And just kind of scrolling on down, you can see examples of the different material. I really like the way this looks. I think it's pretty cool. So if you're never sure of what patterns to choose, you just put it in a product label information like Future. You can see different things come up. And what you're paying attention to the most, I would imagine, is that you're looking for what says new. When you say new, that means that the pattern's relatively just released. And so you'll be able to get that idea with this as well. So this is new and new. Let's take a look at what this one is. The roundabout scarf. Let's see what yarn it is. Because I just put in Future, this is Future Inspire. So this is that chunky yarn that I was throwing at you, and it has the information on what this product is taking, as you can see. So 2 plum luck, 1 salmon, 1 slate, 1 acetic moss, and then what the crochet hook was for that. So that's kind of information. Of course, you can just bang in that downloadable, and that did not pop up in your screen, but the downloadable showed up, and you can find all the information about that if you're looking for that. So rock a retro vibe, and really kind of cool concept. So a really neat idea, really excited about this yarn. I think this yarn has potential, and yeah, it's just something that you can do that you can make some great choices. You know, if that is something that matters to you as far as sustainability, you can see all of these are great choices. Let's take a look at the Cloudy Day knit sweater. So if you're into knitting, let's take a look at this. This is Bernat Future Inspire. So this is the Inspire. This is the chunky weight yarn. And so let's see if there's a lifestyle shot, and there is. And so look at that. Isn't that nice? I think they did a really good job on those colors. And you can let me know what you think in the comments, but I really think they nailed the colors really well. And the stitch definition of this yarn, even though it's a recycled yarn, is still fantastic. So I think it's a plus. And you can just do what you need to do. And again, the information is available to you on yarnspirations.com if you're interested in that kind of concept as well. So you'll be able to siphon on through. I assume that this is this is probably one of the cotton ones. This here is Bernat Forest. This is the Impact. So as I mentioned, this yarn has got the cotton in it, so you can do your bags. So let's take a look and see if there's a lifestyle shot, and there is. So you can make a little backpack for that, you know, enjoy. And I think this is a winner chicken dinner. So I've been able to look at these yarns. I don't have a sample with me right now because it's buried in my yarn collection to show you on screen. But whether you are looking for something that's more home deck, I'm more of a home deck person. Maybe you want some socks, like a big chunky sock for lounging around your home. These kind of concepts are really neat. And so this is the bag that I think we saw on one of the product labels here. This bag is actually quite popular. They did this bag in a different yarn many years ago. And so they revived this bag back. This bag is not hard to do. It's like a fishnet, and it naturally circles like it does. And so let's take a look at the lifestyle shot. So, you know, I live in the area of farmers markets. And so you'll be able to find stuff like this. So all the dirt and stuff of the vegetables can follow on. Would I choose white? Probably not in my case, because it is farm to table where I live. So I would just look at this yarn and see what other colors that I would have choices with. So maybe that bag in a different color, and I would be winner chicken dinner. So what color would I like if it was for me? I would probably go with the charcoal if it were me, or I would go with the ocean. The purple sexy too, the green. And these two together, like, huh. Think about this for next year, is that if you live in a warmer climate or you like this kind of yarn, you could mix your white, this color here, this is cherry, and this forest together, and you instantly have a Christmas vibe to it. You know, why not? It's January, you got time to create for next year, right? So yeah, so that's what else we got coming on? So you tried some recycled yarn from Lion Brand. I didn't know how it felt. Somebody said that it felt rough. This yarn here does not feel rough. This is the thing, if the label was missing for me, let me take it to big screen to look more compelling. I have to tell you is that I'm allowed to have my own opinion with Yarn Inspirations. That's one of the great things about my particular position. If you didn't tell me that it was recycled, I would not have known. It feels just like it's supposed to. And so that's the nice thing about Yarn Inspirations. Their research and development team has done an excellent job of sourcing the right materials to do that, and also being in trend with the colors. So if the recycled label was missing, I wouldn't even know. That's the neat thing about it. You can be sustainable with your yarn projects and really not notice the difference. That's just me. Everybody's hands are different, but I'm kind of delicate. I don't woodwork or anything, so my hands are important to me for how I see and touch. So that's kind of neat. So would I buy it? Absolutely. So I just bought a little bit of each sample so that I could actually get a good idea on how I feel about it. I've been playing with other products lately that I've gotten myself back into Maker Splash. So if you're following me on YouTube, you notice that I found this really weird stitch that I didn't even know what it was. And I saw it, and it was an influencer over from Asia. And I'm like, wow, that's a really neat thing. So I looked at it, how it was done. So I saw the way they did it. And then I'm like, I wonder if you can do such and such. And so I didn't know if there's a name. So I did a video on how to do it without actually knowing the name of the stitch. And so anyway, I took a screenshot, I took a photograph of it, and I uploaded it to Gemini, which is an AI program for Google. I said, can you identify this stitch? And so it told me it was something which is completely wrong. And so then I said, look more carefully at this detail. It gave me information that was wrong. So I said, listen, Gemini, I'll say it in my own terms. This is how I do the stitch. I go in through 2 verticals, I go into the next stitch, I yarn over, and then I yarn over, pull through 4 loops. And I said, what kind of crochet stitch does that? And they said, that sounds like it's a linked herringbone stitch. And then when I went back over to the Asian influencer, they called it herringbone. And so I got a hold of Marley Bird and Sarah from Repeat Crafter Me. I said, here's a photograph of my stitch. Do you actually know if there's a name? So Marley Bird came right back. She knew the name of the stitch. I've never seen it before, or if I've seen it, I've never identified it. So what was fascinating for me is that Gemini came back to me after I said, that's exactly what it is, because I told Gemini after Marley Bird confirmed it with me what the name of the stitch is. And so Gemini came back to me, thank you for educating me. I will now know this in the future. So I'm actually took an opportunity to learn. So when it sees that kind of image, and let me see if I have a sample that I can show you here, what this is. So I'm going to a party later this week on board Virgin Voyages, and they're doing a Simmons and headbands. It's an 80s workout. And so this yarn here, and my nails are done because I'm on vacation, so let me hide those for you. So they're both the same stitch. The bottom one here is single linked herringbone stitch, and the top one is double linked. And so I have a video that released yesterday on YouTube to the public, and it's double-sided. So you'll notice that it kind of, on the top one, it just kind of comes in. That's not because of the angle of the camera. It's because that the double linked is more tension, so it sucks in more than the other stitch. So it's not one where you can just change your mind all of a sudden and go from linked to double without that happening. But I did the the bracelets, which are now part of my packed luggage to go. I did the workout bracelets. I did the headband with this stitch. I absolutely obsessed with this stitch. It's just something new for me. And that's one thing I really like about this. And so this yarn that you're seeing today is called Bernat Maker Splash. It's one of my favorite yarns. It's a tubular cotton-based yarn. And because of that, you can't split the ply, so it's a great yarn to learn to crochet on. So if you're new to crochet, then that's kind of a concept that you can think about. So this is available on our YouTube channel. So, you know, you're always learning that. And I think when I look at when I started crochet when I was 14 versus now, and I'm 53 this year, is that there's always something to learn. And the influencers all over the world now really have an impact in making things really kind of accessible and a lot more easier for us to be able to play with ideas. So, yeah, so that's really kind of fun. So I think that's neat. I wanted to show you another product that really has me intrigued in. And as I mentioned, I'm allowed to have my own opinion. So if Yarn Inspirations had come out with this yarn and it didn't have what it did, I would not necessarily be excited about it. And so this other new yarn that came out is called Bernat Fab. And so it's a t-shirt kind of cotton-based, or is it cotton-based or is it polyester? It is 100% polyester, but it's a t-shirt based yarn. So let me just pull out to main screen so I can just show you. This feels luxurious in my hands. My hands just aren't moisturized. This yarn is smooth, it's slick. And so a question that I had in my head, and I got many questions because I talked to myself, but the question that I had in my head is like, what happens when there is a cut in the ball? Do they have a god-awful knot? And so what they do for when it's connecting, and this was available in one of the tutorials that I ran, because this actually happened, is that it's a tubular shape that's opened like this. And what they do is they slide the other new strand inside this one and then they sew it. So it's actually sewn inside of itself to be able to do that. So it just transitions seamlessly so you don't end up with a knot. And in this basket, without really showing you too much detail, it actually happened, but you can't see it because of the way that they've done it. So kudos to them for thinking about that. Now, what was kind of got my curiosity going here is that when I think baskets, I think about being kicked around the living room. Let me just take you to the main screen again. So one thing I think about is that I look at the concept of what the yarn is. All the yarn has been patterned with flowers. So if you take a look at the different ones, the flowers are not all the same. Here you got some tulips, you know, you got a really cool thing. So this is in the garden, this is sunflowers and more. So here's my opinion. If they hadn't colored this yarn with this, I would have been like, okay, it's just another t-shirt kind of based yarn. But because they did that, and because I got 2 Great Pyrenees dogs and 2 cats, this kind of product for me makes absolute sense, because the dog hair and any imperfections, you know, things getting kicked around the house, especially when it's got the baskets and stuff, it's going to hide that, you know, the wear and tear of living life. When you see a lot of photographs, you think about magazine quality. And so when we scroll down, you think of a lifestyle shot like this, you think, okay, nobody actually lives at this place, but you can do really cool stuff, whether it's a pillow, a coaster, a throw. Look at the different examples. I did teach a video on how to do these baskets. And so that's available on our YouTube channel already. And so each of the baskets are so super easy to do. And because of the coloring, it's got me sold, because it actually makes sense for my home. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, and these baskets, huge. So what I did is that I converted this into a cat basket for myself. So I'm going to take you over to Mikey's Stitch Studio, and let me just show you what that looks like. So I gave it to my cat. It was originally supposed to be for Binky Boo. And let me just go into my patterns here. And this is a free pattern to be able to download as well. But I gave it to my cat, and here's some photographs that I took. Puss here is not supposed to be in this basket, but I left it on my bed and there she was in it. I know, it's cute, but she looks pissy. And anyway, so I made this little basket, but you can see this basket is actually pretty generous in size. And so I just didn't go to the height that they were suggesting in the pattern. I just kept it relatively low because the cat just wants to circle itself into a ball and enjoy this. So I've been catching my cats actually using this basket. The other thing that I did for this is that I used, when you look at it, I used what is called, somebody's already alluded to, this is the waistcoat stitch. And when you use the waistcoat stitch, it makes everything really tight. And so stuff like this, it naturally wants to stay standing. And so there's different yarns. I had a consumer last week. She just made a basket out of a Bernat blanket, and the thing was flopping. And I said, if you just change it to the crochet waistcoat stitch, it will condense onto itself. But also if you double strand Bernat blanket, it will actually just be almost like concrete or cement. It's just that much to do it. And it has everything to do with how much yarn is being condensed by the crochet hook itself. So I want to show you this other product that I made that you can probably find on Amazon. And let me just pull it up on screen. So I've been playing with the idea of a wood laser cutter. And so what I did is I made a template here and I just put it through the laser cutter. You can see the back end. I know. So anyway, so I made this. I made it kind of just a weird shape, but I just used one ball of the Bernat Fab to do this. This here, using the waistcoat stitch, is so compact. So I used a 6mm size J10 crochet hook. And because of it, this basket is really strong. And so this basket, if I was to follow the instructions on the label, it should be a 15mm size Q. But because I used such a small hook, it made it really compact onto itself. So these kind of templates you can probably buy. You can buy on Amazon. And it won't look like this because I made this one for myself because I self-designed. But what I was looking for when I was doing that for this kind of yarn, and I can show you in the back, is that the holes were a 10mm hole to do that, to get my hook through and to pull the yarn through. And to do that. The hardest part of these baskets is actually round number 2. So the first round is not so hard, but it's round number 2 to start the waistcoat stitch can be quite challenging. So I made a round basket of these, and I also made a heart. And, you know, you pop in some cute little things, you know. I bought this in Scotland, this little guy, but, you know, just really cute. Just kind of overlooking the basket. And yeah, so I was really liking this yarn a lot. So there's some patterns. Let's take a look and see if there's patterns available on yarnspirations.com if you're looking for this yarn. So let's just put in the word Bernat Fab. It's just the easiest way to be able to see what's coming up. It says there are 185 results. So because I used the word Bernat, it's going to show me all things Bernat. So what I'm going to just do is just type in the word Fab and see what happens. Oh, now there's 1,086 here. So we're going to just see. So there's some baskets here. So these are Fab sewn catch-all bowls. Let's take a look at what this is. Oh, look at that. So let's see if there's a lifestyle shot. Oh, so these are, so it's just circling around sewing together. Does that not feel like almost like 1970s, 1980s? Hello? Yeah, kind of neat. So it's just circling and sewing it together. Does anybody here have any sewing skills that I can send this to you? Kind of a neat idea. So I'm going to go back and see what else is available for this. I think there was a rug with this yarn. So I'm going to just say a Fab rug. Okay, no results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and let's just isolate and see what happens. We're going to take a look at here on the side. Oh, you don't even see this on screen. Let's take a look at, my apologies for this. So looking at the baskets here. You can see that it's just sewn in a circle around. Right? Yeah, I know. Share the damn screen. So anyway, those are what those are. You can really see the sewing that is done, right? But I really thought there was a rug with this. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to, let's see if we can narrow down our search results. So we're going to go back to YCOM and let's take a look at patterns. Patterns. New free patterns. Let's take a look and see what comes up here. So these are all the brand new patterns that have come out. So if you're ever stumped for ideas, I'm just going to put in mat, or they would have probably called it a rug. Okay, so now that I've just done a general search, I'm going to look at the brand and I want Bernat, click that, and the product line, I'm looking for a pattern and I'm looking for Bernat Fab. Product line is Bernat Fab. Let's see what comes up. It's not there yet. So, but anyway, there is a rug for this kind of yarn. I'm going to go back to Yarnspiration's homepage and see if there's a feature on this yarn here. What is that? Bernat? Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. This is what happens when I'm going, what is Bernat Pixel yarn? Anybody seen this? Oh my God, I love it. How does it look in a real sample though? It's really busy. Oh my God, look at that basket. That's a sin. Yes, do I want to take a closer look? Yeah, I do. Oh, I love that basket. Love that basket. This is fun. Wonder where I can, reboot. Let's see where the patterns are. So we know that it's called pixel yarn. So I'm just going to enter the word pixel and see what comes up. Oh, here comes the pattern. So that was the blanket. I'm interested in that basket. Pixelated ridges crochet basket. Okay, I am curious. Just I know I'm kind of wasting your time. I want to see what that is. 1/2 double crochet back post around the next double. 1 split half double crochet in the next 1/2. What is a split half double crochet? It's a split half double crochet. Oh my God, that's my own hands. And I don't know how to do it. Split half double crochet. Split half double crochet, insert the hook between the legs of the stitch, wrap up and pull through all 3 loops. Well, clearly I've done it before. Okay, I'm gonna just start this without sound.
Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Today is a demonstration on how to do split half double crochet. So today is a quick tutorial on a simple stitch that I've never heard of before.
Everybody stops there.
Row is always the hardest from what I've been able to determine so far. So you drive it right through the project, yarn over, pull through. Okay, and then you have 3 left on your hook as normal for half double crochet and you pull through all 3. So that was the split. Okay, so let's begin to do the next one. Can you show me where it is? Okay, point at the screen. Come on, it's right here. So see how these two are coming down into this one? You want to drive it right through the split. So wrap the hook first, go into the legs of that crochet and split them apart, pull through, and then pull through all three.
I'm using Bernat Maker.
So because this is the first row starting out, you're going to notice that it's going to start compacting things back to the way it was down below here. So let's go to the next one. So do you see where it is? So wrap the hook, drive it between the split.
Between the legs.
So right between, on the other side of the project, pull through and pull through all three. So wrap, okay, go into the split.
So, okay, that's interesting. So I've done that before. So that's how it turns out. Interesting. Oh, I see. So when it's doing the ridging here, that's going between the legs, and the other one, so it's a split half double crochet and then a double or half double crochet regular side by side, giving you the ridges. Yeah, so that's kind of neat. So that's kind of what's going on with Yarn Inspirations. If you're looking for anything currently right now, they have a 30% off. Bernat Yarns shop the sale. Let's take a look at what the shop the sale is. And so 30% off. So this price here is without the 30% off. So even if you're American or Canadian, it does 30% off on the price. So you can try the new Pixel yarn, the Homebody yarn. Fab. Let's see what else is here that I've seen, that I've been playing with lately. So you've got lots of choices to do. There's the Bernat Maker Splash. That's what I did that sample with. So I've actually been working on a beach bag using this. Actually, it's color itself called Bright Days. It's using Bernat Maker, but the color sample I just showed you was this one here, the bark. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of great choices to be able to do with this yarn. So nice and simple. And because this yarn here was used as a beach cover up. What was it called? I think it was called Beachy Keen. Yeah, it is. Why do I remember these things? I have no life. So this is Bernat Maker. So you could use your Bernat Maker Splash to do this. This was many years ago. There's a tutorial available on this, but nice and easy, simple. It gives you a bit of privacy. And again, that's something that you can substitute the yarn with for Bernat Maker Splash to have it more textured like that. So anyway, lots of great options at yarninspirations.com. If you're bebopping around, you know, creativity is unlimited, and that's just the neat thing about it. And don't forget about the Red Heart Super Saver Biddy stripes. I just got some unicorn coloring of yarn in last week, so I ordered that. Now let's take a look. I got the unicorn. Look at how many colors there are. So I got unicorn mane. So I had some of this stuff sent to me. Do I have a plan? No, but I'm now curious about the split half double crochet of this, what this yarn would look like doing that. Right? Sky's the limit. And that's it for now. I am preparing for departure for a vacation. I call it holidays here in Canada. So I'm going on holidays. I haven't even determined what yarn I'm going to take with me. I intend just to kind of get back and relax and just enjoy the journey and just kind of just make some new friends and have a good time. So I had to prepare for a pajama party. I had to prepare for an 80s workout party, prepare for the red scarlet party on board, and what else? Oh, and drag queen bingo, but I've lost my wig somewhere, so I don't know where the wigs went. So next time that I'm on that ship, I'll have to do that. So I should actually crochet a wig and do that. So I hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you available online. I do have my computer in case something urgent comes up, but I'm asking that that you just give me a little bit of flexibility in getting back to you as soon as I can. So responses on email will be approximately next week and more. That's it for now. We hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.